Hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Ultimately, I'm telling you how to be sovereign. Now, I know people, I would say mistakenly consider me a dating coach. And of course, I do a lot of videos on man gets women. And, I've had many successes. I've gotten many testimonies, but that's only one part of the picture, maybe 25% of the picture, Remember, I've always said women need to be the commercial to your main program because you got to live with yourself 24/7. And a man has to be able to do other things. You want to be sovereign. And see, on this channel, believe it or not, it's not even just about getting sex or dates or anything. It's about putting yourself in position to be sovereign with women. Everything I talk about, how to deal with them on your terms and to deal with the women you want instead of what many men have to put up with some crap. Unfortunately, many men have to put up with some crap. But that's only one part. Because remember, and that's just this channel, remember, I also have a deep thought channel. That's all about thinking. Now, everybody's welcome there, of course, but mainly men who come there, I just want you to think about stuff. I want you to think. That's very important for a man. Because if you look at the men who are sovereign, who got control over their lives, one thing they do is think. They're not followers. And honestly, that doesn't have anything to do with money because you got some $1 million slaves out there. You got some $1 million slaves. Yeah, they're making a lot of money, but they following someone else. See, I want some men to think and everything. And of course, I have my money channel, which the main thing is, now I used to talk more about business and throw out business suggestions, but it's more about your thoughts and your consciousness about money. See, a lot of people have a poverty consciousness. But if you want to be a sovereign man, you got to have a wealth consciousness. And when I say wealth, I don't necessarily mean just in dollar signs, but how you approaching money, period. Someone with a wealth consciousness, they can actually build a fortune starting out with a minimum wage job if you have the right consciousness. And all of it together is about being sovereign, a sovereign man, having control at the very least over your corner of the world. Starting with yourself. Like, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm known for body game. I'm known for talking about body game, but that's more than just getting a certain aesthetic to attract the attention of women. Because the reality is, different women like different bodies. Now every man going to have some women that are attracted to him, but body game is bigger than that. If you see, one of the things with that is if you start working out, whether it's in the gym, whether it's doing calisthenics, you got to develop a discipline. You develop control over yourself. Because you know what, as much as I work out, there's sometimes I say, I just want to sit around and everything. But no, there's times I'm going to the gym and I don't feel like it, but the discipline's keeping me going and control over the lazy part that wants to pop out of me. Yeah, we all have it, but it wants to pop out. Like the day I'm recording this, I really didn't feel like going to the gym. I had a bunch of stuff to do, got in the gym, wasn't feeling like energetic. So you know what I did? I went harder. I went even harder. But I said, no, I'm going to control this, and plus being in great shape, like I said, is bigger than aesthetics. It gives you the energy to do what you want. It gives you the energy to go out there and get that money. It gives you the energy to do whatever your mission is. That's all about sovereignty. See, I'm going to tell you something with me. From the time I was little, I was in a jacked up situation. I've talked about it in a few videos before. I was in a jacked up situation. I said, I can't have this anymore. I got to have control over my life. Every man should strive for it as great as possible. Yeah, it's extremely impossible to. Well, I ain't gonna say. I'll say extremely hard. You never know, but very, very extremely, whatever adjective you want to use, hard to have 100% control. But you can have a great amount of control. You can first, as a man, control yourself. You can control yourself. Then the next thing is you can control your immediate environment. You can control how you bring in money. That's why even in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I say every man, even if he's making 6 figures on some career or something, develop something that he has control over, Because that's the thing, because that's a big thing with many men. That's a big thing with many men. They don't feel control over their lives. They don't feel like they have a choice. They feel like they have to go along with something. Even with the thing of man gets women's, I've had some guys and they say, well, women doing this and that. Yeah, but they can't do anything to you without your permission. Okay, if they act in a certain way, okay. Tell them to say, well, you can't act like that around me. Just keep going. You don't have to put up with what a woman's doing. And that's why, one of the main things I'm doing is telling men what to do to have options, to deal with the woman who is in cooperation with who you are. That's one of the main things. I talked about that earlier this week, cooperation. But you got to be the man who's saying, you know what, this is what I need her to be in cooperation with. Not just for his own sake, you on your mission. This is how you want to run your life. She's either down for it or she ain't. If she ain't, don't get mad at her. Shoot, because if you got the right mindset, a wealth mindset, not just for money, but just in life, period, you realize there's an abundance of women. If not her, then, hey, next. And that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you how to be sovereign. That's always been my thing. And I say it straight up. I got control over my life. Even on YouTube, they don't hold a gun to my head just like put up a video. If I don't put up, if you notice with some content creators, they might stop and not put up something for a year. YouTube don't say anything to them. They like, oh, okay. Boom. So that's even a choice there. Shoot, the jobs you get, you want to, even if you got to work for somebody else, you want to get to the point that you only working for somebody else because you want to do it. You want something there. That's how you got to be in every possible way you can. Every possible way you can. You got to have some control over your choices. Not that somebody's coercing you or something. I want you to know that. I want you to understand that. You want to live according to your will, not according to someone else's. All right? And that's ultimately what I'm telling you. That's my ultimate message. That's dealing with women, that's dealing with people, your family, whoever. You want to have as much sovereignty as you can possibly have. And since I said it's nearly impossible to have 100%, that means you always got some work to do. As much sovereignty as I have in my personal life, there's always a bit more. So anyway, that's all I have for today, y'all. Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.